Hey guys, Travis here with Keller Williams Realty. 3 great questions to ask your lender as you start getting your pre-approval and get the loan application and things like that going, that I see a lot and I want to make sure you guys know about. So question number 1 would be, what is my down payment going to look like? The reason I start there is there's a couple different options that you can get into when you get into a loan, whether it's 3% or 3.5%, a down payment assistance program, 5%, or obviously beyond 5%. You can put down as much money as you'd like. So understanding how much down payment you'll need, and then understanding, hey, what type of loan am I going to get? Is it going to be FHA? Is it conventional? Is it a down payment assistance program? That will really help you understand more than your down payment. It'll help you understand how much you're going to have as far as an interest rate, terms beyond that, as far as, is it a 30-year, is it a 15-year? What does that look like? For the most part, we see 30 years between FHA, conventional, and VA are typical. Question number 2 would be, how much am I going to be paying in PMI? And that's specifically for if you're not putting 20% down, you'll have what's called private mortgage insurance, which is called PMI, included into your mortgage payment. So typically you'll have a bigger, a larger monthly payment than if you put 20% down, of course, because you have this private mortgage insurance on top of your mortgage amount included. So understanding that is important, because there's some opportunities to refinance, get out of that type of loan, and then get out of the paying your PMI altogether, which can reduce your actual monthly payment on your home by a fair amount. Or you can sell, take your equity, and go put a big down payment on the next home and get into the next loan with hopefully no PMI and a big down payment. So understanding PMI is important because it really does factor into your home's affordability and what you can get. You might hear you're approved to $300,000, and that sounds great, but then you look at the actual cost involved with it and you're like, gosh, I really prefer to be $275 or under, or you're like, hey, I can stretch a little bit more, and you want to go up to the 300 mark. So understanding that's going to be important. Then the next question is closing costs. Closing costs is comprised of a few different fees, lender related fees, title fees, things of that nature. So really knowing what your closing costs are, or an approximation of what it'll be, is important, because depending on the loan type you're doing, the amount of money you're going to be financing, all those can factor into a different amount for closing costs. We typically see between 2 to 3%. I've seen less than 2%, and I've seen really close or a little bit above even 3% for closing costs, and that's of your purchase price. So that's important, because when we go to write your offer, we want to make sure that we're getting you guys, if you want your closing costs paid for or wrapped into the loan, we're making sure that we write the offer the best way and at the most accurate we can. And that's also a conversation I have with the lender before we write up that offer, so I can understand the ins and outs of what they've talked to you about, and how we can make sure you get the best home at the best price and the best cost per month you can. So these are 3 great questions to ask your lender. There's a bunch more, and having a great lender and a great real estate agent working together makes the process really easy. So these are 3 great questions I would ask any lender you're working with. And if you have other questions about the loan process, or about getting a loan, or about buying a home, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a message here on social media or YouTube, or any different channels that you guys can find me on, or even on my webpage. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back soon with more.